Hello everyone, I'm Selene and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be pre-farming for Colombina, and today we're mainly going to focus on her talent materials and some of her ascension materials, since I have pre-farmed a good amount beforehand. I wanted to start off fighting the Frostknight Herra to work towards getting both her overworld boss ascension material as well as starting to collect the hydro gems, which I will do last. And it worked out pretty well. I also have a lot of slime concentrate, so I didn't really need to farm that for her ascension at all. And the new material, the winter islea, is going to come in the next version, so I'll have to wait to farm for that. I found that this Mavwika team works really well against the Frostknight Hera. However, it's not my favorite, and before this run, I actually struggled quite a bit fighting it. I originally used a Skirk team, and I did horribly, but I did a lot better with Mavwika and actually learned the mechanics. The mechanic I found the most frustrating was the resistance phase, or trying to build resistance against a certain element. You can see me using Sitlali and Zelonin to avoid the Frost Knight Hera to build resistance against Pyro. And while it does work out well, I still found it annoyingly slow to get past that. But my next team, I figured out a great solution. I really enjoyed using this team against the Frost Knight Hera. I found it the most comfortable. It consists of Nuvalet, Mavwika, Zelonin, and Kaza. And really, the backbone of this team is Nuvalet and Mavwika, since they can do multiple hits very quickly. And I didn't do it in this one, but in other clips, I would use Nuvalet and Mavwika to just get multiple hits to make the resistance phase go by much faster. The goal is to hopefully get the Frost Knight Hera to have pyro resistance, so I can DPS with Nuvalet and get vaporizes off, because Mavwika can also do off-field pyro and get more vaporizes. But it also works the other way around with building hydro resistance and using Mavwika to DPS. And Zelonin and Kazuha are there just to buff either Nuvalet or Mavwika. I found that I can play horribly with this team and still beat the Frost Knight Hera very quickly. I'm not really dodging much, and I made quite a few mistakes, such as swirling Pyro and not Hydro with Kazuha's burst. But I'm really glad I can play not as well and fight the Frost Knight Hera pretty quickly. I doubt, though, this would work well in Abyss or Stygian, at least for my account, mainly because these are my two strongest DPSs, so no wonder the Frost Knight Hera is gonna be killed pretty quickly. For her talent materials, I decided to use another Nuvalet team, which is just Nuvalet, Farina, Zelonin, and Fischl. And I really enjoyed this team. I think Farina could maybe use some more heals, but aside from that, it worked pretty well. And honestly, I found that not bursting on Farina made the domain go by much faster. As you can see, I have a stellar reunion, which made farming talents much easier, made it go by a lot faster. I needed a break mainly because finals were coming up and I just didn't have time for Genshin like I used to. Being a university student is sometimes a bit challenging for me. I still enjoy it, but I definitely needed a break from the daily grind of Genshin. I still enjoy playing the Archon quest, and I always come back for that, and usually summer events as well. But besides that, I just needed a break. I think I'll stay on for a while and do my dailies for Colombina when the new semester starts. But once that happens, I'll probably slow down until the summer event or the next Archon quest happens. Finally, I'm gonna finish up pre-farming by farming some hydro gems. There's quite a bit that I need, I believe. I'm gonna check that really quick. And yeah, I want to level her to level 90, hopefully. So I need as many hydro gems as possible. The reason I'm not farming for Colombina's weapon is because I'm going to have her and Nuvolette share my R5 prototype Amber. I was considering building Favonius on her so she didn't have to share a weapon, but I do believe prototype Amber is slightly better for Jobai teams, especially since I won't have any healing. So it's very important that Colombina can provide some healing with prototype Amber.
The power of water is its ability to take any shape.
For some reason, I was challenging myself to not burst with Mavlika the whole time, and it was still very easy, but I would not do that again just because it took a bit longer. Oceanid takes quite a while to fight, so I actually decided to stop fighting Oceanid and move on to the Hydro Toolbook because I realized I could go through farming much faster. And it also is a bit nostalgic because I remember farming this boss for Farina, I believe, and I used to struggle with it so much because I only had Kuching and the electro charge would kill me, and my Alhaitham was terrible, and Nuvolette was my strongest DPS, so it was a struggle, but I eventually got through it. It also makes me really grateful to have a wider range of DPSs like Mavwika now, and it's why I'm so excited for Jubai because she is the last element I need to have every DPS of each element in the game. At this point, I should be close to almost getting enough Hydro Gems, so I'm going to do the rest of my pre-farming off camera. If you're wishing for Colombina, I'm giving you all of my luck. I hope everyone wins their 50/50s. And thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye-bye.